Hey guys, what is up? Ando here today bringing you guys another cartoon creepypasta, and in this cartoon creepypasta we are going to be reading the Looney Tunes creepypasta Angry Sylvester. So with that said, if you guys want to read this, the link will be down in the description below to the story for itself. Also, the links to my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my Twitter will also be in the description below, so go follow those. And if you guys think you guys are going to enjoy this, be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, it helps me out, and leave a comment telling me what other creepypasta stories you guys want to read, because I've been getting all these from you. So let's go ahead and get on to it. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you remember watching Looney Tunes as a kid. So do I, and my favorite character was Sylvester Cat. Until one night back in the summer of 1998, I saw an episode that rather frightened me. But since the cartoon played at late night when I should have already gotten to bed, I was half asleep, so I only remembered parts of it. Like a creepy TV in Sylvester's room that turned on all by itself. I thought maybe it was just a nightmare. Sadly, it wasn't. The next summer, me and my brother were bored on an afternoon, so we decided to watch some TV. We flicked to Cartoon Network just in time when Looney Tunes was starting. It played 2 normal episodes of Sylvester, nothing special except for one thing. When the second part was coming to its end, me and my brother felt like something isn't right. We thought that it might show that certain episode once again, and it happened. The episode didn't have the same intro that most of the Looney Tunes cartoons had. Neither the catchy title music, it just skipped right to the title screen. It didn't even fade, just switched right there. There was no title written on the screen. It just showed the living room of a house, and it looked like it was drawn entirely with only 2 colors, blood red and black as emptiness. There wasn't any music here either. The only sound that could be heard during this part was a woman saying, "Directed by." The creepy thing about it was that it was in our country's native language, Hungarian, and this happened way before Cartoon Network started broadcasting in our country's native language. And it sounded like if the announcer was strangled by somebody. Then the episode started. Once again, it didn't fade to the beginning, it just switched right there. It showed Sylvester standing in front of something that looked like a military base. There wasn't any music or sound here either, just dead silence. Sylvester also didn't look like he had it in the other cartoons. He looked bruised and badly beaten, and his eyes had no pupils. He didn't say anything, he just looked really angry. In the next scene, he entered the military base. It was empty. No guards or soldiers were there, but Sylvester still entered, and he wanted to get revenge on the people for what they did to him. So he decided to sabotage the military base by destroying all the lights hanging from the ceiling. This scene also looked very disturbing. While Sylvester was tearing down the lights, his claws grew to a ridiculous size, and they were covered in blood and oil. The only sound that could be heard during the scene was the sound of sparking electricity, which also sounded very loud and frighteningly realistic. The scene also was flashing rapidly, making it look even more scary and also dangerous to people who suffer from epilepsy. This same scene also repeated itself 10 times until it cut to the next scene. In the next scene, Sylvester was at home. However, Granny, Tweety, or Hector were nowhere to be found. He was all alone. His room also looked empty and scary. The room was blood red and the walls looked as if they were on fire. The room contained 2 tables, a large one that had something that looked like a toy Dalek and a screwdriver on it, and a smaller one that had an ancient TV on it. There was also a window in the background, but its beams were misaligned, so it looked like an inverted crucifix. Also, outside it was just pitch black. Not if it was like night outside, but like if there was literally no existence outside that window. So Sylvester proceeded to repair his toy Dalek with his screwdriver when suddenly the TV on the smaller table behind him turned on by itself. The TV showed an extremely creepy cartoon. The background music sounded like somebody was randomly banging an electric guitar, and the recording was reversed and played back that way. It started by showing a forest with a cartoon moon above it with an extremely creepy look on its face. A few seconds later, it switched to a long room. The room was empty, but something can be heard lurking at the end of the room, and it made a really creepy metallic thumping sound with every step it made. A few seconds later, it switched to the other end of the room. Porky Pig was standing there also looking angry, and he was holding a pistol in his hand, but he didn't look bruised like Sylvester did. He said something to the monster at the other end of the room, then fired his gun a few times. After that, it went static, and a few seconds later, a really loud bang was heard and the screen faded to red. A few seconds later, the red screen faded back to Sylvester in his room, standing next to a wreckage of his TV. He looked even more angry, even more bruised, and his eyes were blood red at this time. The creepy image of angry Sylvester stayed on the screen for about 10 seconds, then it just went black. About half a minute later, Cartoon Network came back with a normal coming up next screen. Alright guys, so if you guys have enjoyed, I hope you guys have, by the way. Be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button below, leave a comment in the comment section below, at least telling me what cartoons you guys want me to at least find a creepypasta on, and I will do that. With that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that shit. You already know the links are down in my description. I am very active on those, and those are the best way to get a hold of me. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.